Welcome, traders, investors, crypto enthusiasts, man. You guys want to change your life, and crypto's a good way to do it. It's not as evil as people think, yet everyone that you hear will tell you to stay away from it. It's the biggest emerging market we have. It's rare that you get opportunities to change your life. And if it was that easy, everybody would do it. But you have to go through all these hard times and financial crisis in order to reap the benefits. That's why I'm a big proponent to dollar cost averaging. And, I love just good projects. I'm not into the meme stuff. I'm not going to tell you to go buy Shiba Inu or Dogecoin. I'm not going to sell crap NFTs that are worth nothing. I'm going to tell you how I see it, and I'll give you my honest opinion on projects, and then you can take your 2 cents and do your own research as well. And I like to teach people how to trade a little bit if they want to do that. But the best way to gain wealth in crypto is, in fact, just investing and long term. Because, this is about the whole crypto crash, but you can see one of my kittens behind me. He got attacked by a dog. So he's got a cone on, and then you see my other cat. She's ready for dinner because it's 5 o'clock. But my point is, if you're trying to become wealthy, it just takes time. It just takes time. You can do it with stocks. You can do it with real estate. You can do it with crypto. Crypto, you might need a little bit less time because, again, it's an emerging market. But there is, in fact, some more risk involved with crypto. All right. So, again, it just takes time. It's the same thing how everyone should retire a millionaire if they just put 5% of what they make into a retirement account every year. Just max it out, $7,500, and you'll be good. I think it's actually $6,500 unless you're over 60. All right, but I do think everyone should have their own brokerage account, whether it is with something like Robinhood or Coinbase or M1 or something. You should be diversified between stocks and crypto. I am more of right now I'm more 60-40, 60% stocks, 40% crypto. But that's maybe for another conversation. What I want to talk to you guys about right now is everyone's thinking, hey, should there be another crash before we bounce? Well, this is a chart, the monthly chart of Bitcoin, and I've got these descending triangles, right? We all know that they are very bearish. When you have a descending triangle, they usually break below, which they have. And if I was to look at how far down they broke down, so back in 2014, that is a 50% correction. This is in 2018. This was another 50% correction. And now in 2022, this so far is a 37% correction. Okay, so it's looking like potentially we probably have more to go. If I'm to zoom in on this chart on the monthly, and I want to go down to around that 50 or so point, where's the price of Bitcoin? Anybody know where the price of Bitcoin is? Here, I guess let me move I've got widescreen computers here, so I've got 4 screens, so it's a little bit difficult for me to put all this stuff up here. And that gives us a whopping price of like $13,000. Okay, $13,000. That's pretty much like the bottom of where I can see this market going. That is complete capitulation and panic. Absolute horseshit panic. Everyone is ready to give up on crypto, and it's over with, right? Okay. Again, this is the monthly chart, and I'm just going over past performance to see what is going on, right? So anywhere between, because the first one was 53, so maybe that was a drastic representation of this. The last one in 2018 was relatively right around the 49-50%. So that's like 14,000 would be the crash there. All right. And then after that crash, well, we break out of that descending triangle and we have some massive, massive, massive gains. So I'll leave these up here so that we can just see the bottom after that. But keep in mind that this is the breakdown of the descending triangle already. Okay? Just a simple chart pattern that, you know, we all should kind of know. It happens so often, it ends up being one of those self-fulfilling prophecies because everybody looks at it because it's easy to spot. It's an easy pattern to spot. So if I'm to look at the gains after this, okay, in 2015, boom, boom, boom. What was the gains after that? 8,000% gain on Bitcoin. All right, we went from $234 to the freaking $20,000. Incredible, incredible, incredible gains. All right. And then after we break out of that whole descending triangle back into an uptrend in 2019, where did we end up going here? This was another 15,000% gain. Okay, this stuff is just fun to look at. You know, this is a logistics chart so that we can see this. So if I'm going to show you both, I'll show you both if we break out of this. Okay, so first one is going to be 15,000. Oh, you guys are going to laugh at the numbers here. The numbers are just, it's like hypocrisy because, oh my gosh, the numbers is insane. All right, that number is $512,000 per Bitcoin, right? $512,000 per Bitcoin. I guess if I'm going to make this a little bit more accurate, this happened in 845 days, all right, between the breakout to, boom, the top of that next cycle. 845 days from the breakout to the top. So this, let's just edit this a little bit. Okay, 845, I can't quite get it, 843, all right, and maybe let's go down a little bit to that 1,500% here. Oh, gosh. All right, so, man, dude. All right, there we go. Basically 500,000 per Bitcoin. And what date is that? That is February of 2025. Do you think Bitcoin could be worth 500,000 in the next 3 years? Oh, effing absolutely. Abso-effing-lutely. Hey, sorry guys about the chat. For some reason it is not showing me on my other screen here. So I appreciate you guys that have decided to hop in on the chat. Sell now, guys. No. Don't. Ryan says, okay, my cats are trying to fight behind me. Don't sell. If you absolutely need the money, then your situation calls for sell. But if it's something where you just feel like it's a small emotional pain for selling, that to me is, you just need to stick it out and you need to find some conviction for crypto. All right. So meaning like go get a good book. Go get a good book on cryptocurrency, on Bitcoin. All right. I'm not talking about meme coins. I'm talking about good, just simple Bitcoin. Read up on Satoshi, read up on his vision, and I guarantee you it'll prevent you from selling. It'll probably actually make you go sell the Nikes the Air Jordans that you spent $300 on to go put into Ethereum or Bitcoin is probably what it will do. And Blockchain Duke says, do you use all of your equity? No, I don't use all of my equity. I have a couple different accounts. I've got my stock account. I've got just my normal checking account and savings account where I try to keep 6 months of liquid assets on hand in case of emergencies. You know, in case shit really hits the fan, I've got 6 months to figure stuff out. And my investment accounts, they're long-term. My investment accounts are long-term. My trading is fairly short-term because I like to go in and out. But the majority of my crypto, all right, 95% of my crypto is in a long-term account. And yes, I have been DCAing. I've been DCAing all the way in the bottom. The last half of Bitcoin I bought was at 30,000, right? Bitcoin is at 24,242 right now. I'm sort of at a loss, not sort of, absolutely at a loss statistically on that last half of Bitcoin that I bought. But I'm not worried about it because I've done the analysis and I've seen how this stuff works out. And I'm telling you, I'm showing you a chart right now that has Bitcoin at 500,000 in the next 3 years. Yeah, that's a little crazy to think of, but honestly, it's not that crazy to think of because of the past performance of stuff. If we look at from, Bitcoin's inception, his first big run, was, holy crap, 38,000% gain, right? And then it went down to 8,000% gain and then 15,000% gain. And what is the next bull market going to say? So even if we do a 500% gain, we are looking at, it went back up to 14. Why did I do that? Even a 500% gain is, dude, it went up to 17. My hand here, guys. Oh, that's because, there we go. All right, is looking at like 150,000 per Bitcoin. Okay, this is a scenario where, here, let me change so you can see it again. Gosh dang it. All right, so even if we cut this in half, right, cuts it in third. All right, we first pump 38,000, second pump 8,000, next pump 1,500, 1,500, and let's say theoretically this next one is 500. That's $150,000 Bitcoin by 2025. All right. That sounds absolutely 1,000% attainium, and that seems like lowballing it. I think my deal of around 500,000 is more like it. I think that is actually more truthful to what's possibly going to happen in the late future. Okay. 3-5 years from now, that's not that big. And Nate says, I say 1 million per coin by 2030. Hell yeah, I'm right up there with you. With inflation and everything, I do think that it's going to go to 30,000. Blockchain, you had retracted a message there, man. So sorry if I didn't get to answer what you were saying. My point is I'm trying to have some conviction for people to say that, hey, this is a good time to be buying, all right? To be dollar cost averaging into stuff. This isn't go get a HELOC on your house and decide to buy Bitcoin. All right. You might be a smart mother effer if you actually did that, but you might lose your butt too. All right. I'm just saying spare change, maybe not go out that one night to spend $200 on some alcohol or something with your buddies. All right. And you just put it into Ethereum or put it into Bitcoin long term. Everyone's talking about making these 1,000,000% gains and these 20,000% gains. That's incredibly difficult to do, guys. Incredibly difficult to do. The guy that decides to just put a little bit here, there, boom, boom, boom. It's like your savings account, right? If you slowly just put money in and you pay yourself first, that account grows. And then you have $500 in there, then you have $1,000 in there, then you have $15,000 in there, and then eventually you have $30,000 in there, etc. All right. All cryptocurrency is enabling you to do is to have a savings account that is compiled as far as compounding interest, where you have that 10x, you have that 5x, you have that 2x. All right. Just true story here. Like I was racing motorcycles for a lot, so I was spending like $50,000 a year, and I knew how to invest because I was a financial advisor when I was a younger kid. I'm not anymore. Disclaimer, I let all that shit, all my certifications, expire because I didn't like selling insurance. All right, but it took me till I was in 2017, and I got really injured to figure out, hey, I need to just put $25 a week away. Sometimes it was $25, sometimes it was $10, but I made sure that I put that money away. And lucky enough, it's worked out well for me. I'm not the guy here that is like BitBoy Crypto or all these other guys that have millions and millions and millions of dollars. I'm just a typical Joe that has $500,000 worth of crypto. All right? That sounds like a lot, but it's really not a lot. Considering things are down quite a bit, but I understand where this market is going. So if I zoom out. And I'm telling you guys, I did that in just a couple years. You guys can do that too. So if we look more closely at the 2018, right, we can almost see like a rounded cup formation here, all right, where it rounded and, we broke out, okay? That is a really crappy cup here. It's a really shitty looking teacup. That's the deal. Ryan asked, do I like Polkadot? Yeah, I do like Polkadot. It's probably my 6th or 7th largest position. I do think right now it's incredibly cheap. And I do think that staying inside the top 10, 20, even 30 coins are the safest bet for stuff. Nate says global adoption by then. Potentially. I think a lot more regulation is going to need to be in place for crypto to really succeed, because there's $50 trillion worth of money on the sidelines, and we're in a market right now of like 1 trillion. Okay, so 50x, you could see where the price of Bitcoin would go. I mean, I guess let's just do fun math here. All right, Bitcoin is 24,000 right now. Let's just times that by 50. Boom. There's the over $1 million coin right there. But that's just saying that if the world is going to start using Bitcoin on a global scale, all right? But this is using all of the stock, because all the money in the stock exchanges, it's around 50 trillion. That's this. More than likely, you could cut this sucker in half if it's cut between, that's not right. That was dividing it by 2. Sorry, guys. I messed that up. It's 600,000. I think that's more of a accurate depiction of where I think Bitcoin is going to go in the medium, decade or so. And so it's just, how do you gain more of this stuff? Even if it's a few Satoshis here and there, that's what you do. Dude, Zwayna. She's really trying hard to get fed right now. It's only 5 o'clock, okay? Chill out. Once I'm done, we'll go talk. I mean, I'll go feed you. All right, but getting back to what I was showing y'all. So where are we right now? We don't really have that cup and handle here yet. The rounded bottom. I'm just adding the handle just for giggles, okay? But we don't really have that rounded bottom. We could potentially see price go all the way to here. All right, we could see price go into this, actually. I would say more here. Okay, that 10,000 to 16,000. If I zoom out on this, watch me zoom out. Watch me zoom out. If I zoom out on this sucker, it doesn't look that bad. Price dips down there before it goes back up. This is an extreme. This is an extreme example. If price is to go down here and then bounces up. Price goes here. Oh no, everyone is and then we get up to those prices of that $1 million. Does that sound like that's a bad deal? No, that is not a bad deal whatsoever. Do I think that's going to happen? I really hope that that's not going to happen, but it is a possibility that it does happen. Sprocket, can you tell her to be quiet? Jeez. I don't know. Do you guys, anybody have cats or dogs? Got a few of them, and, love them to pieces, but gosh, sometimes. And really, that's all I have to really tell you guys, is that Bitcoin is going to go up long term. Long term. It's easy. Most investments are going to go up. If you look at, gosh. I'm going on a tangent here, but I think it's important. Let's look at the S&P 500, right? The 500 of the world's biggest companies, which I think everybody should own some of this in their portfolio because of the chart I'm going to show you. All right. So where do you think on this chart the crash happened of the mortgage crisis? It happened right here. Boom, boom, boom. 2008. That's when shit hit the fan. Everybody panicked and thought shit was going to zero, right? Did it go to zero? No. It bounced off of a level of support back from 2000. All right, the dot-com boom. Bounced off support and boom, right? And now, since then, it has exploded. All right, that's only 500%, but it has exploded. Things continue to go up, and this is over the last decade. The last decade. If I was to go back to Bitcoin, all right, over the last decade, basically during the same amount of time, this just looks ridiculous, all right? That is a huge number. What is that? Is that 2 million% gain where the stock market did 500%? And everyone on Wall Street says that this is a load of crap. This, to me, what do you think's a better deal? The S&P 500 that made 500% or something that made 3 million%? Maybe that's not a fair comparison because this is new and, you know, the S&P 500 has been around for like 100 years. All right. So chances are it's going to stay around. But Bitcoin has been around the longest when it comes to all the cryptos since, you know, 2009 when it was 2009, 2010 when it was invented. And I guess for people, if you're not convinced yet, let's look at some technicals, right, to show you that it's almost over. The pain is almost over. The next thing that potentially to crash Bitcoin is like a social revolution, a civil war is what would be needing to happen to crash crypto. If we look at the central bank reserves by currency, after World War II, we became the world currency holder of USD, right? We have 51% of the currency around the world. If we lose world currency reserve status, that is going to be bad, 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 bad. More than likely, it would be something like China would take our place, but that would be the only thing that I would say that would keep a small fork in the spokes to hold this stuff off by a little bit. But it wouldn't be much, right? We would just see that little bit dip. Maybe it would go a little bit lower. All right. But if we look at the MACD, moving average convergence divergence, it has crashed. It has gone down to where we are ready for a rebound. The stochastics, my favorite, it's kind of a delayed indicator, but it is awesome. We're oversold. Oversold, exactly. We're oversold. And every time that this happened, pay attention. Look at the chart. All right. Every time that this happened, what happened to Bitcoin's price? Once we broke into basically a buy signal of not being oversold anymore, the 20 on the stochastics, boom. We have a bull market. All right. 2019, boom. Crash is over. Cross out of the trend line. We have a bull market. Boom. Right now, July 2022. Where are we sitting? We are sitting right there in the same spot. The same effing spot. Do I think we could go a little bit lower? Yes, but it is almost over. It is almost over. All right. If you're not convinced yet, let's just look at the RSI. RSI is going to say close to the same thing. Anytime we dip below the 50, it is a massive run-up. Dip below the 50. Boom, boom, boom. Dip below the 50. Boom, boom, boom. Almost touched the 50. Or did touch the 50. Another boom, boom, boom. Where are we now? We are well below the 50. All right? We are lower than we ever have been before. That is interesting. That is something to note here. And I guess maybe I will leave the stream with... Let's just do some short term. Let's just do some short term stuff. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, my what I said this morning was good. I don't know if you guys followed me this morning and saw my stream. I said I was going to be opening trades if we broke out of the $1,900 range. Boom. We're at 1943. My limit orders were filled, and we are doing really well. This is on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour, and I'll kind of repeat what I said this morning. All right. Boom. We broke out of resistance. Where is that resistance coming from? I have to zoom out to show you guys. The resistance is coming back from, May, a couple months ago. Boom, boom, boom. We've broken out. All right, if I'm going to use the volume here, look at these volume. Look at these guys. There's nothing in the way of hitting 2,500. Really nothing in the way of hitting 2,500. We have a little bit of resistance right here at the $2,000 mark on ETH. But after that, boom, we are going to just scorch it. So it's going to take something in the economy to tank this again, because we have seemed to potentially have found a bottom. All right. If I show you back at those other charts, as far as the RSI, we're lower than we ever have been on the monthly. This is looking good. Bitcoin, we're at 24,390. Hell yeah. I'm going to have to log back in and check out my trades, because they are moving. They are moving. That is a good feeling to have those guys just freaking going to the moon. Boom, boom, boom. I said again this morning, I was watching out for this because this seemed like a false breakout, just like here on the 4 hour, and we had a resistance. We are trading in a range. Simple range. And usually what happens is it's like the analogy I want to poke at is you're trying to knock down a wall because you're doing some home improvements, right? That first major hammer is not going to get through the wall, but the third, fourth, fifth, you have a better chance of knocking the wall down, right? Same thing when it comes to trading. As soon as you hit the walls several times, they end up breaking. So boom, we hit it here, broke, came back down, and we hit it again, and now we're up here. Okay, boom. So my price targets really for Bitcoin is back at that $30,000 mark. And let me show you why. I got to zoom out a little bit, reset some stuff. It's going to look I'm going to clean it up so you guys don't get overwhelmed by stuff. If you've noticed anything about my charts, right, the biggest thing I want you to take away about my charts is there's not a lot. Oh, okay. Okay, there is a lot on there right now because I was showing you. That was like piss poor timing, if you could say anything. That was really bad. There's really not a whole lot that I keep on my charts. Okay, I either keep stochastics or MACD because I'm looking for convergence or divergence. All right, but typically on my charts, this is what you see. Is I'll see some, straight lines. I'm looking for patterns. I'm looking for volume. So I'll have volume up here, and I'll have this. Sometimes I will have some moving averages because I'm looking for if we're dipping down between a couple moving averages. I like looking at the 200-day because it just kind of shows me, hey, is the market really is this a bear market rally or is this a bull market rally? All right, because if I go back down here, this is telling me, boom, we're getting ready to be in the bull market because we're above the 200-day. And the 200-day is above on the 8. All right, so we've gotten a golden cross on the 8-hour. On the 12-hour, we are getting close to a cross. On the daily and weekly, obviously we haven't. But, those are relatively pretty much the only things I like to have on my charts besides these trend lines. Do you see this trend line that I have here at 28,000? That is my target for Bitcoin. And then here's, another trend line that I have at 22,000. That is my support line for Bitcoin, right? I could use all the effing indicators in the freaking world to try to go, oh, this says this, and I've got a green circle. And, it's really a stochastics cross, but it's a delayed indicator, right? The thing about this stuff is it's all about money management. It's about discipline and money management. It is not about having a one-hit indicator that tells you where it's going to go, all right? Because something crazy fundamentally can just blow shit through and you have no idea what happened. Boom. For instance, I'm going to say the dreaded word. I'm going to say COVID, right? What did COVID do? COVID tanked everything. I made $100,000 off COVID, right? Simple, average Joe. I made $100,000 off of COVID. I called up a couple people close to me, and here, I got a cell phone here for an enactment here. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, hey, yo, mom. All right, you got $5,000. All right, if you got $5,000, I'm telling you, you need to buy stocks in the airlines and you need to buy big tech because they're not going anywhere. If anything, big banks are going to bail them out. This isn't going to be the end of the world. We need guys like Amazon and things like that. Boom. What did she do? She put about $5,000 in. She made 25-ish. Called a couple other people. Called my brother, obviously. He listened to me. He made, $150,000 because he had more money than me. All right. But it's opportunities like that where you make a lot of money. Right now, Bitcoin is at $24,000. If you zoom back a year ago and Bitcoin was at 2017. Bitcoin's at $20,000. You're buying the top, right? You buy the top, you feel bad. Right now, you still probably feel pretty good because you're up as long as you didn't sell. And, you know, if Bitcoin was at 70,000, you were just praying for price to go down. You're praying for price to go down. Where has it gone down? It has gone down. And so I digress. But my point is we're looking for price movement and price action because you're going to be wrong if you're trading. You're absolutely going to be wrong. And again, let me just finish out with what I'm showing you. Don't confuse yourself with having a crap ton of indicators. All right. Don't confuse yourself. Find a couple that you like and just leave it at there. But this is the last thing I'll leave you guys, and then you guys enjoy your weekend because I've been going on for 30 minutes. And what I wanted to say is, look at this. Look at the volume. All right. Look at the volume here around above the $20,000 mark. This is really where the majority of the money is. And we're stuck in a range, right? Stuck in a range, that's where all the money is located. Stuck in a range, that's where all the money is located. Stuck in a range, that's where all the orders are located. Where's the gap in between? The gap is between 24,000, 28,000 to 30,000. That's the gap. Boom. All right. That is where I believe price is not going to have a whole lot of things. We're ready for a big move. We are ready for a big move. I know my title says one more crash is coming. I think we're going to get a big move before that crash happens. We're going to need something catastrophic with, the new interest rates going up, or another report of the CPI where it's actually higher than what they projected. Okay. We're going to need something nasty in order to tank the market again. And it might be coming from BlackRock or some other big whale that wants to move the market. That's why you always have your stop orders in place, because you don't want to be caught trying to catch a falling knife and get liquidated. Okay, so I'm looking for a big move between 24,000. You're hearing me, 24,000 to 28,000, right there at 30,000. On Ethereum, I'm looking for a big move between 2,000 to 2,500. That is where I'm looking at. If I was to put stops, right? Okay, because everybody's like, hey, I'm just going to 100x shit. If I was to put, so now that I showed you where my price targets are, let me just help you be safe. Okay, let me help you be safe, so that, hey, I turned it off. Nah, that's fine. I'll turn it off. Let me show you how to be safe. If you were looking to play this breakout, you might want to have a touch back at the 24,000 in order for this to happen. You might even wait for a candle to close above, what am I on? The daily here, so that, hey, you're right. You don't have any problem with this guy going back within the range. All right. Because it's got a good chance of going back within the range. Damn, my God. I went haywire. I went AWOL with my green stuff. Green marker? Is that what it's called? I don't even know what it's called. Brush. It's called a brush. It's a green brush. But you could have a good chance of it going down here. This is a shooting star, incredibly bearish candle, right? That tells me that, boom, price should have gone down. But what happened? Now we've got a hammer candle, which is a bullish candle. And it's because we're sitting right here on a strong level of resistance. We've broken that strong level of resistance, all right? But where would I put my stops if I was looking at something like this? Let's just say I wanted a leverage. Always using low leverage is good. You never want to risk more than 1 to 2. You heard me. 2% of your portfolio if you're trading. Guys, if you have $100... Yeah, I'm going on, but this is a good teaching moment. Good teaching moment. I want to teach you guys because I've had to learn the hard way, and it's a really shitty feeling when you're like, oh, man, I put $5,000 in that account, and it's gone in one trade, or, oh, man, I've done this too. Oh, I put $10,000 in that account. It's gone in 2 trades. Oh, my goodness. And I was up, which is a horrible thing. I got greedy. Okay, so take it from me. We all do it. It happens. All right, but let's just say have a $100 account, right? What is 2% of that? Easy math, it's $2. So every trade you go into on Bybit, leverage or whatever, you could leverage $2 100x, right? So that you could be trading that $2, like $200. You can do that. I guarantee you'll probably lose the $2, but you'll only lose 2% of your portfolio, meaning you could do that 50 more times, right? And hopefully you learn your lesson, because that's the important thing, is you try to learn your lesson. Because that's not a smart way to trade. If you look in the background, you can see my cat. She's trying to get out the door because it's 5:30 and she's hungry. Zuena, hold up. We're almost done here. I know I said I was done, but this is a teaching moment that I'm trying to happen. Everyone is waiting for me to show where you would put a stop if you were to enter something like this. So let's just go back in time. Let's say you had the limit order at 24,000, right? And first off, you don't want to chase a trade. Okay? The trade has already happened. You missed the boat. Big deal, right? You missed the boat. You can't freak out about it. Don't freak out about it. You missed this one. There's going to be plenty more. There's going to be plenty more breakouts. All right? So just hold your damn horses, okay? Sit in your chair. Let me help you teach something. Damn, the digression. Okay. So let's just say you had that limit order, 24,000. Boom, you're in the trade. You're risking 2% of your account, right? Risking 2% of your account. You want to be proven wrong. Is where you're putting your stop. Where would I be proven wrong on this chart? Should I put my stop here, right? Should I put my stop at the low of the candle of the daily? Right? No. That's not a good spot for the stop, because you could easily go back down here and it's going to bounce off resistance and boom, fly through here and it's off to the races, and you're sitting there pouting because you're like, dude, I had a good trade. I was in there. I would have had a small loss, and then I would have had a major gain. Man, that sucks. Absolutely effing sucks. Yeah, no, don't do that. Okay, I'm telling you because I've done it before. Would I put my stop here at support? Right? That seems like a good place to go. What do you think? No. Because if you've been around crypto long enough, you'll notice that you get these wicks. You get these liquidation wicks, long wicks, right? Where price goes down and then boom, 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 goes back up. So price goes down, liquidates your ass, and then shoots back up. Horrible feeling, right? You never put stops on even numbers or right around resistance and support, because chances are it's probably going to touch, probably going to break through, and then you're going to feel bad about it. So there's a couple different ways you could put this stop here. You could be proven wrong if you have just a little bit lower below the support, all right? Because like I said, could go down here, boom, and then go back up. But you got to have wiggle room there. You're not going to have wiggle room there if you put in a 100x. You're going to be able to go down to here and then get liquidated. The safest way to put this stop is you're looking for the trend, okay? You're looking for higher highs and higher lows, okay? Here's a high, here's a higher high, here's a higher high, here's a higher high, here's a low, here's a low, a higher low, and so on and so forth. So this right here would work as being proven wrong again between the whole higher low situation, because what did price do? Price went up, went down, boom, boom, boom. You want to be proven wrong that now that you have a lower low, that it's going to continue. You could maybe even put your stop down here if you don't think that this is a very strong really considered as a rebound. I would consider this as a rebound, but if you wanted to, you could be much more safer with, putting your stop right about there, because that is breaking the trend of having the new low. All right, that's what I would do. But this is Johnny Crypto. I hope I helped you guys out. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I teach almost every day. I let you know my mistakes. I give you good advice. At least I think so. And I got to go feed my kittens.